So, day 5 of my exiting government and sharing my experiences as a child and healthcare worker in a government facility, and I shared in the previous 4 videos the background, how I ended up there, how the environment was, and now to take it a little bit, move it a bit forward. To the first part of my journey was in a very positive one, both for me and those whom I had to care for. Because, like I said in the previous videos, there was very little care that was taking place at the facility. But change had to come, and change came through the appointment of a new director at the facility. I'm not going to mention his name, but I didn't ask for permission to mention his name. But some of you, so I'm not going to mention his name. And remember when he came there, there was a group of, we were a group of men. I'm going to move because this light is not very nice. Okay. We were a group of men who was working there, no training whatsoever. So all we were making sure like the children are there. And so this new manager was appointed, and he was firmly in the belief that all of us must undergo child and youth care training. And I needed to understand that at that stage I was just over 25 years of age, and many of the other people were well into their late 40s, late 30s, and some could even have been in their late 50s as well. And now then to come and tell people, and they've been working there for quite a while, to come and tell people that you now have to have training to do this work. You can imagine the kind of backlash, let me use that word, backlash that the manager got from the staff. But he was firm in believing that we need to be trained as child and youth workers. So that was one part. The other part was that radical transformation of the place, the environment took place. Radical change in environment. For instance, stuff like the type of clothing that the boys used to wear. The boys used to wear khaki clothing. That was changed to more colorful clothing, colorful pants. The boys had a uniform to go to school with, and they had afternoon clothes. We changed that, simple things like we put mirrors into the bathrooms for boys. And I can remember one boy, he was about 17 at that stage, and I remember facial hair, and he was amazed to see what they looked like. Boys were fascinated by looking at themselves in the mirror. It was a new environment. TVs were installed in each and every dormitory. They had their own TVs. It just changed the environment. Bedding, stuff like bedding, curtains, because there was no curtains on the windows. We put curtains on the windows to create a bit of privacy inside the place. We had to do programs. Suddenly you had to submit programs for the weekend. Some of us got it, some of us just wanted to do these things, but other people were not happy with it. I can remember one incident that was like a radical thing, is that one of the boys had to go to the local hospital. And normally, like I said to you, is that we had to stay there with the boys until they are seen by the doctor. And he said, no, all you do is you take the boy there, make sure that his name is on the whatever list is there for his file. Then you come back. He must find his way back. I was asked to take the boy up, and the boys could go out when they leave the facility. they could put on their own clothing, not like other times when they had to go to hospital, they had to go in with the khaki outfit. No, they could put on their own clothing, and weekends also, boys had a choice weekends to wear their own clothing. And so I had to take this boy to Victoria Hospital, and then I had to leave him there, and then he had to find his walk from Victoria Hospital back down to Bonneton, which is about a 20-25 minutes walk, and he had to come past the Weinberg taxi rank. And this boy that I'm talking about used to stay in Mrs. Plain. And so for him to get into a taxi, go to Mrs. Plain, easy. And so here the staff at Bonneton was like, okay, this manager, is giving children the opportunity to run away. So I took the boy, 7 o'clock, dropped him off at the hospital, informed the staff at the hospital, and then left him there, came back, and then all of us as staff was anxiously waiting for this boy not to return. But lo and behold, at about 4:15, this boy came strolling back from the hospital. So that was a radical change that really opened up my eyes at Bonneton of what it's possible and how an approach, a different approach changes can bring change to the people that we care for. So there was a new energy, it was a new environment, and by the way, at that stage the staff complement is now increased to over, I think about 30 or 40 staff, and included in the staff was not only men, but we also employed females. And that also brought about a new dynamic within the caring part at the facility. So now things at Bonneton really became exciting. And it was then the environment changed, and we could see when the environment changed, the boys' behavior also began to change. And I'll talk to you a bit about in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.